tomorrow, then you're here in the stadium getting ready to watch this. On the women's side, guys, you know, it's hard not to think that the Jamaicans could sweep again here today, but just to let you know how serious Abby Steiner was about this week in the World Championship, she unplugged from social media about midweek last week, just so she didn't have any distractions to get ready for these finals.
Dan O'Brien amongst thousands down on the infield. Okay, Gail, how much of this comes down to the start? Shericka Jackson produced an utterly incredible performance in the semi-final, 21.67. Bearing in mind, Flojo's world record is 21.34. It's not out of the question, but if Fraser Price, who's 2 lanes outside her, starts as she did in the semi-finals, isn't there a danger that Jackson will allow some tension to go into her shoulders, and then it's harder to produce your fastest run because you're too tight?
Yes, that is a possibility, but Shericka knows that 9 times out of 10, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price is going to get out. So, you know, they call her the rocket pocket for a reason. So what she's going to have to do, and everyone else in the field, is know that she's getting out, and you got to get out with her or ahead of her to take some of the tension off of her, or put some of the pressure on her, I should say. I'm hoping everybody comes off the curve together, and then I want to see what happens.
Thompson-Herah will be in lane 2. You've got Dina Asher-Smith between her and Shericka Jackson, who we're focusing in on at the moment. Tamara Clark of the United States, we haven't spoken about her, 21.95 in the second semi-final. That's Kambunji, who goes in lane 1. Dina Asher-Smith, by the way, equalled the British national record, 10.83. There's a possibility she could run faster than she did in Doha for the gold and finish outside the medals. That's how high quality this race is.
Yes. You know, and Abby Steiner is out in lane 8. She's going to have to get out, and she knows she has to get out because they're targeting her. She wants to put enough distance ahead of her. Tamara Clark, I talked to her coach, Tandra Buford-Bailey, who said she's ready to run 3 rounds, PR, fast times. And so I expect to see her running a fast time here too, as well as we know the Jamaicans are going to be there. They want to sweep, we want to stop them.
But it's the tension of being in your first global final. Talk us through how it actually feels compared to you. Everyone can tell you, you run your own race, you concentrate on your own scenario, but how difficult is it when you are lining up with millions of people watching around the world, with 7 other world-class women desperate to beat you? How hard is that in reality to not be nervous?
It's a big stage. It is a big stage, and you have to stay in yourself. You have to have those blinders on to say, you know what, I worked all this time to get here. I'm not going to put that to make it like that didn't count. I did this for a reason, and I'm here for a reason. Now I just got to execute what I've been taught.
That's what it takes to become a world and Olympic champion. Elaine Thompson-Herah knows. Magnificent triumph last year in Tokyo to go double gold over the 2. She's won the 100-metre title twice, but never the world's. Fraser Price, could she go back-to-back 100 and 200-metre titles? I can honestly tell you, my heart is pounding. And if you love athletics, wherever you are in the world, I'm sure yours is as well. What an extraordinary lineup of talent. This could be so, so special. 3 women will be on the podium, and boy, oh boy, they're going to have to earn it the hard way. Abby Steiner, the NCAA champion, the national champion. She's only 22. This is the biggest race of her life. Aminatu Saini, the African champion, 22.04 in the semi-finals. Big puff of the cheeks. Listen to this. Voted amongst the world's most 100 inspirational women. Is it to be gold in the 2 as it was in the 1 for Fraser Price? Tamara Clark, her first global final as well. What a stage and what a position. Can she hold her nerve? Bronze in Rio, bronze in Doha, bronze in Tokyo. She's got 1 silver here in Eugene. She only wants 1 colour though, it's gold. Shericka Jackson in 4. The defending champion, Dina Asher-Smith, equalled her national record in the 100 metres and it still wasn't good enough for a medal. She'll need to do so again. The Olympic champion, the second fastest 200-metre runner in history. How close will she have to go to that time to lift this title? The 4-time Olympic champion has never won a world indoor or outdoor crown. Kambunji's won an indoor crown at the 60 in March, brimming with confidence. She goes in 1. Take a moment to savour this wherever you are in the world. The Olympic champion, the defending champion, the former champion, the fastest woman in the world this year, and a group of first-time global finalists looking to tackle and tame 2 all-time greats. This race has everything and everyone. Hayward Field is about to witness history. Whoever wins the Women's World Championship final over 200 metres. Rarely has there been such a sense of expectation and anticipation ahead of a 200-metre final. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price has got out well. Jackson now coming through. Thompson-Herah and Dina Asher-Smith have got a lot to do. Asher-Smith is coming into the mix. Now Shericka Jackson coming up onto the shoulder of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. At last, it's Jackson's turn to be the queen of sprinting. 21.46. She becomes the fastest living woman on earth. And at last, after so many bronze and silver medals, it is a glittering gold for Shericka Jackson. And how they will celebrate that back in Jamaica. We already know Thompson-Herah is one of the greats. We already know Fraser Price is one of the greats. But tonight, it was the turn of Shericka Jackson, and she delivered just when she needed it the most. Fraser Price takes the silver, not quite to be the gold that it was in Moscow 9 years ago, and the crowd have just applauded Dina Asher-Smith because the defending champion is on the podium once more. She came through past Thompson-Herah, who was run out of it in the end in a roundabout 6th or 7th place. But that was a brilliant run. I thought Jackson would win it, and guess what? She came ever so close to breaking the world record. It's on the cards, not tonight. She might do it this season, but how sweet is this for Shericka Jackson? She withstood the pressure of the Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price rocket speed start, and Jackson came through for the title. It's a standing ovation here in Eugene, and I bet in the bars all across Jamaica, in Falmouth, in Kingston, in the nightclubs, in the homes, they will be celebrating a night on which Jamaican women have once again come out on top of the world. But it's silver this time for Fraser Price, and the gold for Jackson. Boom!
That was a great race. You talked about Shelly-Ann getting out. She got out the blocks. Shericka did not lose her composure. She knows she has that closing speed. We talked about it earlier in the week from the 400 and the 100, and she came home strong, lifting and dominating that race. 21:45.
I think the world record is within this woman's grasp. She has just become the fastest living woman on earth, second on the all-time list. Dan O'Brien, how well did Jackson execute the race of her life against Fraser Price?
Well, guys, I'm trying to think over these blowhorns.